Welcome to this session of Tableau, and today I want to show you the third way of combining data in Tableau. Like we've learned previously, there are three ways to combine data. You can either join data or you can union data, and the third way to combine data is by blending data. So you might be asking yourself, what is data blending? And simply, data blending is a technique in which we bring in a secondary data source and display it with a primary data source on the same view. And it's a technique which is quite applicable, especially when you're working with data that is at different level of detail. And I'm going to demonstrate in some two tables here. Two tables I have here, and the first data set is showing products, the sales for different products, and this case is chairs, tables, printers, and scanner for the whole year. So basically, this data has been aggregated at year level. And if I can show you the second data, it's the same data of the same products, but now this one is for year 2019, unlike the first one which was 2018. And in this case now, this data is aggregated at monthly level. It's showing the sales for every product each month. And if you want to do analysis based on two data sets which are existing at different level of detail, it means the only technique that you can use to combine such data for you to analyze them will be blending, whereby we're going to bring a secondary data source and display it with a primary data source, and that way we'll be able to aggregate, not to aggregate, but rather to analyze such data. And therefore, to demonstrate this, I'm going to connect to these two data sets and demonstrate to you how data blending is done. So I'll connect to first data, which is yearly sales, and there's my data. So once I connect to my data, I'll go to sheet 1 to do my analysis. And let's say for this case, I want to look at the products and the sales, right? So I have the products there and the sales, and I can probably try to sort the data. And then now I need to bring the second data, which has been captured at monthly level, and show you how we can blend such data here. And for us to blend this data, we have to create a new connection. So I'll go back and connect, or rather make a connection to the second data, which is sales data 2019. And there I have the data, and I'll come back to the same worksheet. And I want to see that when I connect that data, Tableau will automatically detect the fields which match. For example, Tableau has detected the field product, which is from primary data source, and you can see that because of this blue tick, it's an indication this is the data that is connected, that is showing the view. And that product field which is available, or which is present in that data, has also been detected in the secondary data source. And therefore what Tableau does is it brings you the linking field, which you can use to join these fields. And now here it is some form of joining, but this joining is happening in the view level. And therefore now Tableau has already detected this product exists in both, and therefore now we can be able to bring the second measure field, which basically here is sales for the 2019, to our view. And you can able to know how to differentiate the kind of data sets you connected with by looking at the color of the ticks here. You can see this one is orange. The orange is an indication this is a secondary data source, and even it's also available here. And I can show the labels, and you can tell basically 2018 and 2019 how is the performance of these products as in sales. And we can go higher to create, let's say, a calculation for difference analysis. So I'm going to right click and create a calculation, and I'll say difference in sales. Difference, let me rename it difference in sales. And the detail of this calculation will be, I'm going to say sales. So this sales is coming from the secondary data source, as you can see it. And I need to subtract, let me just aggregate it, it should be aggregated, sum cells, and I'm going to subtract the cells from the primary, because you see right now the connection is at secondary data. So I need to subtract cells from the primary, in this case, and let me write cells, and here it is. And you're going to realize this one should not be, let me remove one of the aggregation there. So you're going to see in cases whereby the reference is being made on the other data set, in that case the naming will begin with the data connection and then the field. So that's why you can see here we have sheet 1 yearly sales.sales. Basically this field is coming from the primary data set, and this one is from the secondary data set. And now I have a calculation which I can use to compute the difference. And now let me bring it here, and now here is my analysis. I can see the difference in sales for 2019 and 2018 for printers is 61. So basically 2019 there was an increase in sales, and for printers and chairs and the scanners and tables made there's some losses there, because you can see the negative values in the form. I hope that is one of the simple way we can demonstrate how to blend data in Tableau. I hope this video was helpful to you, and if it was, please subscribe to the channel, and I look forward to meet you next time.